Let's open the book on this. What if a tennis player from Wimbledon made history on the very courts he grew up near? Let's explore Arthur Fery's story.
All right, let's set the stage for this one. I'm Garrett, and I'm genuinely excited about this. A homegrown story that turns into a real moment at Wimbledon. That's pretty cool, right?
I'm Leah, and I'm all in on this journey today. Welcome to Laid Back Learning with Leah and Garrett.
Topic on the table today, Arthur Fery, a British pro with Franco-British roots who turned a Wimbledon wildcard into a historic semifinal run in 2026. We're talking beginnings, setbacks, big wins, and why this story hits different.
Totally. The path is fascinating, and the milestones are, kind of jaw-dropping in context. Let's dig into this.
Quick personal note. I visited Wimbledon as a kid, just walking those quiet streets near the All England Club. You hear the buzz in June, the queue lines, the fresh-cut grass smell. Even if you're just peeking over a fence, you feel how big it is. So when someone like Arthur literally grows up there, that energy is like part of your daily weather. No wonder grass feels like home for him.
That makes sense. When the world's biggest tennis stage is basically in your backyard, the pressure and the magic both become familiar. All right, let's get to the heart of it. So, who is Arthur Fery? He's a British professional tennis player with dual French and British nationality. He was born in Sèvres, near Paris, then moved to London as an infant, and ultimately chose to represent Great Britain at the pro level.
He literally grew up in Wimbledon, London. That everyday proximity to the championships matters. It's like learning to drive on the Autobahn. Your comfort zone is already the fast lane.
Right now, he's the British number 3 in singles, with a career-high ATP ranking of number 114 in late June 2026. That ranking jump came during a breakout on grass, including Queen's Club and a historic Wimbledon run.
Quick definition. The ATP ranking is the points-based system that orders men's pros. Lower numbers mean higher rank. Cracking inside the top 150 is a big deal because it opens doors to bigger draws and fewer qualifying gauntlets.
And his style on grass seems natural, which is not a given for everyone. Grass rewards quick reactions and precise footwork. Growing up where the lawns are legendary is a real head start.
Beginning at the beginning, Arthur was born in July 2002 in Sèvres, France. Within weeks, the family moved to London, so that Franco-British identity was baked in from day one.
He grew up in Wimbledon, which means he had a front-row seat to elite tennis culture every summer. Seeing the best players glide on grass can normalize huge stages early in life.
School-wise, he went to Donhead Preparatory School, then King's College School in London. Those are strong academic environments, and balancing studies with training is a real discipline builder.
Family context helped too. His mother, Olivia Fery, is a former professional player who later worked at the LTA, the Lawn Tennis Association, basically British tennis's governing body. That's mentorship and practical guidance all in one.
His father, Loic Fery, is a businessman who led a hedge fund and also serves as president of FC Lorient, a French football club. That's cross-sport leadership, systems thinking, performance culture, the whole playbook.
As a junior, he wasn't just dabbling. He hit the boys' doubles semifinals at Wimbledon 2019 and at the Australian Open 2020, then reached junior world number 12 in March 2020. Those are pressure moments that foreshadow big stage comfort.
And he initially represented France at under 12 level, which fits his dual nationality. Later, aligning with Great Britain made sense given his upbringing and training base in London.
Also, fun note, he's a Chelsea fan. London roots run deep, clearly. Middle phase, he chose the U.S. college route, playing 3 years for Stanford while studying science, technology, and society. That field looks at how science, tech, and culture shape each other, and NCAA tennis gives high-quality reps without the full tour grind.
The hard lessons arrived too. In 2021 Wimbledon qualifying, he beat Prajnesh Gunneswaran and Matthew Ebden, then lost a heartbreaker to Talon Griekspoor in 5 sets after leading 2 sets in a break. That stings, but it's a teachable moment in closing matches.
That same year, in mixed doubles at Wimbledon, he paired with Tara Moore and reached the third round as alternates. Alternates step in when a team withdraws. It's a sudden chance, and they took it.
He also played men's doubles at Wimbledon with Felix Gil. They beat Ariel Behar and Gonzalo Escobar before losing to the established German duo Kevin Krawietz and Andreas Mies. The exact year's fuzzy in some summaries, but the results are clear.
By June 2023, he notched his first challenger-level match win by defeating Steve Johnson at Nottingham. Quick definition: the Challenger Tour is the second tier below the ATP Tour. It's where rising players stack points and confidence.
Then came the Grand Slam singles debut at Wimbledon 2023, drawing Daniil Medvedev, the third seed. That's trial by fire, but even a tough loss teaches pace, depth, and shot tolerance at the elite level.
2024 had a ranking pop into the top 250 in May. In doubles, he peaked around number 201 in July and reached the Wimbledon doubles third round with Charles Broome. That's more grass confidence and more reps in the big stadiums.
And 2025 lit the fuse. First Grand Slam singles win at Wimbledon over Alexei Popyrin, then a challenger singles title in Barranquilla by walkover when Bernard Tomic withdrew before the final. Walkover means he wins without the match being played, but it still counts fully for title and points.
He also got his Davis Cup debut for Great Britain in September 2025, beating Olaf Piechkowski of Poland. Davis Cup is the top men's national team event. Your flag on your sleeve. Pressure is different there.
And he stepped into an ATP Tour main draw at Stockholm 2025 via qualifying, facing Lorenzo Sonego. Losses at that level can be super instructive. The tempo indoors is quick and unforgiving. Now the payoff. January 2026, Australian Open main draw as a qualifier, where he upset the 20th seed Flavio Cobolli. That's a signature win off grass and a real confidence multiplier.
Those points bumped him to number 152 by early February 2026. Then in March, he qualified for the Miami Open, a Masters 1000, the tier just below Grand Slams. He lost to Stefanos Tsitsipas, a top contender, but it's still top-room experience.
June 2026 is where his grass instincts shine bright. At Queen's Club, with a wild card, he beat Toby Samuel, then Adrian Manarino to reach his first ATP quarterfinal. That's composure under tight margins.
And then Wimbledon 2026. As a wild card, he becomes the last British singles player left by the third round, reaches the fourth round, then beats Grigor Dimitrov to make the quarterfinals. He was only the fifth wildcard in the Open era to do that at Wimbledon.
In the quarterfinals, he faced Flavio Cobolli again, now a top 10 player and the number 9 seed, fresh off a Roland Garros final. Arthur wins in straight sets, finishing with a 6-0 set. That's control on the biggest stage he knows best.
That puts him into the semifinals as a wildcard, the first British wildcard to reach a Grand Slam singles semifinal in the Open era, and only the second wildcard ever to make the Wimbledon semifinals after Goran Ivanišević, who famously won in 2001. That comparison writes itself.
Ranking-wise, he hits a career high of number 114 by late June 2026, locking in British number 3. That means better entries, fewer qualification marathons, and more chances to face high seeds on big courts.
And the ripple effect. Sponsors notice, crowds tune in, and the next time he walks on center court, he's not just the local kid, he's the guy who made a semifinal run from a wild card. That sticks in people's minds. Okay, let's move on to a nagging question. Some career statistics tables don't reflect that 2026 Wimbledon semifinal. There are blanks or earlier round notes that don't match the narrative. Why does that happen?
My take. Data lag and duplication. Pages get scraped, sections get repeated, and updates arrive out of sync. That's why verifying against official sources like the Wimbledon Draw Archive or the ATP site matters. If those confirm the semifinal, that settles it for me.
I hear you, but here's my worry. When the public sees conflicting info, it can dull the impact of a real achievement. If someone's first glance shows a blank semifinal line, the story might not land the way it should.
Totally fair. The remedy is pretty simple: cross-check and update. Media outlets have to reconcile those rows. It's not uncommon, especially after a player surges quickly and pages haven't caught up.
There's also that 2024 quirk. He broke into the top 250 in May, but finished the year at number 483. Without context, people might assume a slump, but rankings outside the top 200 can swing a lot with expiring points or limited schedules.
Exactly. If you skip a few events or points fall off, you can drop fast. That's not always a form issue. Sometimes it's calendar math, which is why a one-line number never tells the whole story.
And the men's doubles entry with Felix Gill at Wimbledon, the year isn't clearly stamped in all summaries, even though the results are listed. That kind of ambiguity is avoidable. A simple check with the All England Club archive can lock it down.
For sure, the broader point is this: athletes' legacies live in these records. Cleaning the data is part of respecting the performance. I'm down for that level of accuracy every time.
So, we agree on the fix. Verify, update, repeat. And until then, when in doubt, prioritize the most recent official sources. That's close to the heart of it. Switching gears just a little. Pop culture resonance. Fery's 2026 Wimbledon run naturally evokes Goran Ivanišević in 2001, the famous wildcard who actually won the title. Those underdog arcs pull in even casual viewers because they feel cinematic.
Yeah, and the crowd energy becomes a character in the story. When someone local rides that wave deep into week 2, the sport steps outside the tennis bubble and into dinner table talk. That's how moments turn into memories. All right, let's bounce into a what if. What if Arthur had closed out that 2021 Wimbledon qualifying match against Talon Griekspoor? He was up 2 sets in a break. Imagine he holds, qualifies, and maybe even sneaks a main draw win.
Here's where it gets really interesting. If he qualifies in 2021, the confidence spike could be massive. Maybe he rethinks how long to stay in college. I could imagine a faster pivot to the tour, fewer academic semesters, and a head start on earning direct entries instead of qualifying.
Maybe, but I'll play the other side. The Stanford years might have built durability and match habits that paid off later. Without that foundation, he might have hit the wall earlier on tour. NCAA seasons can be a controlled lab for problem-solving under pressure.
So, do we get the same 2026 Wimbledon surge in that alternate timeline? Maybe the surge comes earlier, or maybe it doesn't come at all because the scaffolding of those years is missing. That's something to chew on, huh?
Totally. And if he qualifies in 2021, his wildcard pathway in later years might look different too. Wildcards are discretionary invitations. If you're already inside certain ranking cutoffs, those invites go to someone else, which alters the exact sequence of opportunities he actually leveraged.
Either way, learning from that near miss against Griekspoor clearly fed into who he became by 2026. Patience, belief, and comfort closing big sets on grass. The story we got is pretty compelling.
All right, that ties it up nicely. Thanks for hanging with us today, and keep that curiosity switched on.
And that's where we'll leave it for now. Thanks for listening, and stay curious as you explore the next story that grabs you.